Good morning, HCA, and welcome to ESBN. That's Eagle Sports Broadcasting Network. We are broadcasting live, and the results are in. It was the mac and cheese. It was the sauces. It was breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It was inexpensive meals, fast takeout. They have everything. They've got the healthy portion. They even have cows, except you can't eat them. They have them advertising for them. It was Chick-fil-A taking the win today, a dominating victory over Chiloso. Guys, how are you feeling about the win today?
Well, I'm feeling a little lighter in the pocketbook since I got to pay for Chick-fil-A for two of the panelists.
I got you on one of them.
You got one of them?
Yep.
It was delicious. It was delicious.
I say I'm feeling great. I've got my number one half eaten over here, my ketchup, my fries, my diet lemonade. I'm sitting pretty good over here, boys.
Let's talk about y'all's overall brackets and the results of the overall brackets. Coming in at first place, the winner of the four of us, Coach Cain with 158,000 points. Coach Cain, how are you feeling about the victory?
Well, I mean, first off, I just want to thank the Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Without him, I wouldn't have any of these God-given abilities or talents, and I wouldn't be sitting here with my luscious Chick-fil-A. And so, yeah, at the end of the day, all the glory goes to him, and I'm just humbled and glad I could participate.
That speech didn't sound very humble.
Oh, come on.
I've got my theory on Cain. I was thinking about this.
Let's hear it.
Cain is a single handful of years away from the students that have been voting during this entire thing. One handful of years away from them. Mm-hmm. So he's right in line. He's still got the mentality, right? The still mentality of the college guy, the living the single life, and so saving the money and, being efficient with the money. So he doesn't have, and he's not set in his ways. Mac, you were shot in this at the get-go because you're set in your ways completely. The older you get, the more set in your ways you get, and so you were out. And then, I'm 10, 15 years in, at least 10 years in Rockwall now, and so I'm set in my ways here in Rockwall. Cain is new to the area, close to the age, and so he had the clear advantage from the get-go, which I didn't see until just now.
He knows the people.
Yep.
That's right.
I think that's all garbage. I think he cheated.
Oh.
I think he's the one that voted for Wiener Schnitzel.
This is the one coming from the one that voted for Babes going all the way to the finals. So,
Yep.
Have you been to Babes, Nevans?
I have, but you did. That was voting with your belly and not your mind.
So I took some risks. I was out there. I put myself out there. I took some risks, and I went with it. Cain went safe. He went to the penny slots and kept pushing the button until he won $5.
Which is what you do when you're young.
I went big. I took the retirement plan. I took the old 403B, and I threw it out there to see what happened.
Whatever your plan was, and whatever you want to say about my plan, all I'm saying is my plan in the end tastes pretty stinking good.
The Chick-fil-A doesn't lie.
It does not lie.
That's absolutely terrible.
Coach Mac, talk to us about the match today. Chick-fil-A versus Chiloso. What do you think was the deciding factor in why Chick-fil-A beat Chiloso?
Well, first, I'd like to clarify a couple of things. Nevans and I we lost a bet. We did not lose the bracket. Well, Nevans did.
I did.
I did pick Chick-fil-A to win at the beginning, correct?
That's correct.
I know you're going to flash my little bracket up there. I did pick that. So I don't feel too bad. I did lose a bet because I thought Chiloso would come in a little more hot, shooting threes and bombing away, but evidently they went on the low key, tried to slow the game down, and it didn't work for them. Got out of hand with 116 total votes in the championship.
Yeah, the record voting for today.
Yeah, that did not bode well for Chiloso. They needed a low count. They needed a slow game. Chick-fil-A just comes out bombing. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, it comes down to convenience in Rockwall, Texas. And in this time in our world right now, it's all about convenience. Chick-fil-A wins out of convenience. I mean, I'm sure, and I hope that you post this, but we were all waiting for the show to start so that Mr. Schatz could get out of the Chick-fil-A drive-through line. And it took less than 5 minutes for him to get from the back of the line all the way around the building to get his food.
It was
So,
crazy fast.
Chick-fil-A wins.
I mean, they were cheering. They were cheering on the workers as they were passing food out. I mean, it was they're heroes at Chick-fil-A.
I mean, you just can't mess it up. I mean, I've been to Chiloso, I love it, but you can't mess up that chicken sandwich, and you can't mess up the chicken nuggets, and you can't mess up the sauces. And at the end of the day, they're also nice. It's their pleasure to serve you. I don't get that at Chiloso. I get a good meal, but it's never their pleasure.
All right, so let's reflect a little bit on the the tournament. What are some of your takeaways, Coach Cain? I'm going to throw this to you first. What are some of your takeaways with the tournaments? What did we learn about the people, about the restaurants? Go for it.
Yeah, I think this year, when we look at this tournament, things kind of panned out for the most part how we expected them. I think one thing that probably my biggest takeaway was I, for sure, definitely underestimated Soulmans. Like, they, to me, were the most impressive throughout this whole tournament that we had going here. I mean, just going from an 11 seed all the way up to the Elite Eight. And just competing and staying in. And, of course, they got beat out to Chiloso. So, I mean, it happens or whatever. But still, I mean, what a showing. And so I think, when them coming into the tournament real low at 11 seed down in that grilled avocados region, man, I'm honestly shocked. And I think that with their coach returning and, them not losing too many valuable assets next year, I think you could see them make a deeper run at a higher seed next year and stay in the tournament just a little bit longer.
I'd like to piggyback on that. It was a good run for Soulmans. We all love Soulmans. Cousin Blake did a good job out there. He retains his job for another year. But I'd like to know this. If Soulmans, Cain, is in another region, if they're in the region with Chick-fil-A and Snuffers, if they're in the region with Babes and In-N-Out and Cane's, heck, if they're even with McDonald's, do they make the same run, or was it a blessing to be an 11 seed in the grilled avocado region?
That's a great point. I don't know. Maybe it was the luck of the draw. They didn't have too many hard matchups there at the beginning. So maybe that was it. That's a great point.
Let's talk about the burger joint that went the furthest, Whataburger, making it to the Final Four. Out of all the burger joints, do you think they deserve that placement, or was that just a fluke? Coach Nevans.
Yeah, I mean, I think out of the list that we had, absolutely Whataburger deserved it. It's for hamburgers, for quick hamburgers. It's like I said all along, it's a Whataburger versus In-N-Out debate. They didn't actually get to meet up, but Whataburger ended up going further. And I think that part of that is a convenience factor. Part of it's the fact that they are from Texas. And so it's kind of like a hometown type feel. In-N-Out, you can be behind 30 cars and still get through In-N-Out quicker than you can get through Whataburger in 4 or 5 cars. So I think that takes them down a notch or two when you're looking at the vote. And I think Carson mentioned that yesterday, how long it takes to get through Whataburger. But once you get your food, man, it's pretty tough to beat Whataburger when it comes to fast food hamburgers.
Coach Mack, let's talk about some of the local restaurants. I think we learned that the local staying power of some of these restaurants held some sway in many of these games. Are there any restaurants you'd like to see seated differently, or any restaurants that we missed out on that you'd like to see next year in the tournament?
Well, for sure. I think that the bust of the tournament was not having Charlie's Burgers and Tacos from downtown Rockwall make the tournament this year. I understand it's all about performance. They're a little new to the game, but they are putting together a good burger and a good taco down there. So I'd like to see Charlie's get a shot next year. They got to do better in their conference tournament to get their name out there a little bit. The other local that we'd like to see around is maybe our friends down at Route 66 in the Classic Diner. They put together a heck of a breakfast there for your local cuisine. There's no doubt in my mind Joe Willie's will come back stronger next year, have a better showing, maybe get into a different region and have some of that Soulman's luck. We've got we're pretty blessed in Rockwall to have some of those. Was it Pizzagetti down there at Sammy's Pizzagetti did not make the tournament this year. I think some of the ownership changes over the past couple of years, but they're a strong candidate. They'll be back. And then I think that the big thing right now in Rockwall, listening to my DoorDash buddies, is going to be the fact that the king of DFW pizza is the people down there at Campese's, and I am sure that they will make a showing next year and get their name involved from down there at the harbor. So I think it's going to be pretty interesting. We got a year under our belt with this tournament, and some quality local establishments that will be jumping in. Who knows? Maybe we get a Wiley establishment. Maybe some Meteor Burger will jump in there.
Hey, now we're talking.
See, Meteor Burger's got fans all the way down in Rockwall. There's another one for you. I think it's going to be very interesting. I'm looking forward to a really good run. I'm expecting Babes to come out stronger, get a better seed next year. But I tell you what, I was really impressed with Whataburger. I had them in the Final Four, but I was a little iffy on that. I'll tell you what else is going to be nice. Canes will love this. I know Nevans' family loves this place, but I think the new and improved Brahms with all their cosmetic changes, with the nice pink roof and the nice drive-through right there on the corner of Yellow Jacket, I think it's going to be a really popular decision. But you got to know this. Chick-fil-A is not going down without a fight next year, opening a second location in North Rockwall.
Yeah, we just drove by today. It's getting up quick. It's going to be just as busy as every other Chick-fil-A is. It's not going to even take away any customers from the other Chick-fil-A somehow. You know, the service, the chicken, you know, it just takes it over the top. My whole mindset coming into this is completely different than what it is now, or was completely different than what it is now. It's, you know, my mindset going in, I was looking for some of the restaurants I like to eat when I should have been thinking about which ones I would have been eating when I was 16 to 18, because that's who's voting here. You know, I was looking for places, you know, like Mi Casino, which is a regular for us. But the kids, they're not going to that place. You know, they're going to Taco Bell if they have the $5 in their pocket, where they can get 3 times the amount of food that they could at Mi Casino for half the price. So I think it's a pretty solid list right now. I think Wells Burger may be another local joint here that we could look to see, maybe make a possible entrance next year. But other than that, you've covered pretty well most of the quick, fast restaurants that are reasonably priced for kiddos in the area.
I was going to jump on that a little bit, because I think Coach Nevans is right. He's on to something, and I know Cain will appreciate this. But there are a couple of more high-dollar restaurants the kids do frequent in the Rockwall area for birthdays. And we mentioned this with Babes. It's a little more pricey, and you're really relying on your parents to take you there. But the Kyoto, the kids love that place. Ed Ohana is another big one that are pretty local that the kids enjoy, but you hear them talk about a lot, and the people of Rockwall. So I think that would be a good one, couple to see if they can actually make the turn there. And also, you know, I think that one, if we want to bring more people in and just not the kids, I think that the Luby's crowd really could do some damage here.
Yeah, now we're talking.
You know, the voting ends at 3:00 every day.
It's dinner time.
Right up their alley. They're eating 5. They can vote and go grab a Luann special.
Oh yeah. You know, little known fact here. That was Miss Cain and I when we were engaged and dating. That was our regular spot, was Luby's. And actually, I proposed to her at Harry Myers here in town, and we spent our dinner afterwards, after getting engaged to each other, at Luby's. So Luby's has a soft spot in my heart. It's a good place. Yep.
See, I think I'm onto something there. I think more kids will admit they like Luby's than really do.
Oh yeah, Cam Thompson. Cam Thompson's watching this. I know Cam is a big fan of Luby's.
All right, favorite moments of the tournament as you think back. Favorite moments of the tournament.
That's easy. I got Mac in the red and black, man. The TT hat. I've got pictures. They're going to be posted up all over the place. There's a video saved of it forever. Anytime you ever mention the TT again, I'll pull that picture right up, brother. That's the moment of the tournament by a long shot.
Man, there's no shame in my game. I think that the biggest thing of the tournament is round 2. I think the round 2 action between Babes in and out was stellar. It was the best game. It was the best matchup of the entire tournament. It was the closest competition of the entire tournament. And we all know how it ended, and we know how it shouldn't have ended. So we know next year Babes will get a higher seed and probably get a couple of rounds in before they have to face a big-time opponent.
I mean, I'm enjoying this moment right now. Victory tastes pretty good. I mean, it's been a fun tournament. It's been a good ride. It's been good to see my friends who now I don't get to see regularly anymore, and spend some time with you guys, just hanging out and talking about who knows what. But I mean, of course, at the end of the day, give all glory to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. But it has been a fun ride, and this is probably my highlight for the tournament.
I'd like to note, Shots, there's a lot goes on out there. A lot of parents, a lot of kids. I always want to know what goes on in the coach's office. Like it's some big secret that we're either talking about a kid's performance or we're trying to figure out how to make the team better. I'm going to be honest with you. This is really what we're talking about. These are the conversations we have on a regular basis.
They're the most important conversations to have.
Yes. Now, I'd like Cain to come back in on this because we talked about what we learned from this, and Cain's all happy that his Lord and Savior gave him a victory. But I would like to know from Cain, because he had mentioned this a couple of times, was not the shocker part of the shocking element of the tournament, the arrival of the sandwich joints?
Oh yeah, no, I think that was definitely shocking. I mean, I had no idea that these young 15, 16, 17-year-olds could care less about a sandwich. And I mean, you see people like Panera making a big run for it, and I know Callahan lost out in Schlotsky's in the first round, but I think maybe he could pull some people along with him, by this time next year. And so I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand the whole sandwich crave that's going on. But, I mean, maybe something crazy happens next year and we see a sandwich place make a run for it.
I'll tell you another place that there were some angry fans. I think there were 14 seed Costco. There are some diehard fans for Costco. They will try to sell you on getting some lunch, getting some pizza, some cheap food over there at the Costco restaurant. Look to see them come back in the tournament next year at a higher seed. It could happen.
Well, if the voting opens up to where you can vote more than one time, Costco could make a run because Mr. Dorman will vote for Costco the entire way through the tournament. He could get 100 votes by himself.
And I'm still kind of curious too how we ended up with a Taco Cabana in the tournament when Taco Cabana doesn't exist in Rockwall anymore.
I'm on that. I'm on that. There's another one that actually got a vote. There's no Wiener Schnitzel here. But ironically, let me think about this. Close to where Coach or Mr. Schatz lives, there is the one Wiener Schnitzel in the entire DFW area.
What are you trying to say?
I'm not going to lie. I have visited there.
Oh,
that
man.
was my hometown Waffle House is in the same parking lot, right next to Dallas Christian School. Literally, I'm going to say a mile from Mr. Schott's home at best. So who did? We pinned it on our boy Callahan, but I think it might have been somebody in the Schatz family.
I can neither confirm nor deny who voted for Wiener Schnitzel or who is in charge of putting the restaurants into the tournament or their seeds. I will neither confirm nor deny that. Coach Mack, your knowledge of restaurants is too far-reaching.
This is true.
It is true.
I eat a lot. I won't pan down like Cain to show you where I make all my decisions.
Well, coaches, this has been fun. I've thoroughly enjoyed the tournament. I've thoroughly enjoyed getting to hang out with you guys each day, and I think the people of Heritage have enjoyed it as well. I hear they're going to change the C from Christian to Heritage Chick-fil-A Academy because of this win. I'm not sure if that's going to come down, but definitely it was good to see Chick-fil-A win, and we had fun in the midst of this coronavirus pandemic. So thank you guys so much for spending your time doing this and sharing your thoughts, your food advice, your sports advice, and we appreciate you guys very much.
Everybody tune into your HCA Eagle Nation social media to find out what our next voting bracket will be, as it is Play of the Year.
That's right. Play of the Year coming up. This is going to be exciting, so be ready for that. Tune in to HCA Eagle Nation for more info there. Thank you guys for all that you have done, coaches, and thank you viewers and voters. We appreciate you joining in with us, and we'll look to see you guys another time. See y'all later.
Stay safe, Eagles.